Alright, so that's the crest of the Panamints, and we're hiking along this mining road up to the Wyoming Mine, which is pretty much the largest mine in Panamint City in terms of the underground workings. And yeah, there should be a lot of really neat stuff there. So this is going to be a really cool explore. Up over there you can see Sourdough Canyon and the remains of the mill we checked out the other day. Right there. And that's where we spent the night. So there's the Wyoming Mine. That lower light colored waste rock pile is a much newer adit, but the older workings are about 100 to 200 feet above that. And it's really cool because you can see the tram towers running down the mountain. See that there's one tram tower, and then there's another on a dry stack pad. And that was used to send ore down to the large production mill, the main town site. And yeah, this mine, the Wyoming Mine, dates back to the 1870s. I think it was 1873 that it was discovered and first worked. And its peak was from that year to about the mid 1870s, until the town pretty much fell apart. The road washed away and the mill burned down, and that was pretty much the end of the heyday for this mine. But it was reworked in the 20s and I think again in the 70s. So we should be seeing a mix of old and new up here at this mine. So we made it to the first adit, the one with the large light waste rock pile. And there's a structure up here. Xavier's checking it out right now. But right over here there's a little dynamite storage adit. I actually dug an adit into the hillside. And it has a metal door on it. It'll be a bit hard to squeeze in there, but here, I'll give you guys a look. Yeah, it doesn't go back very far, does it? That's all there is to it. Yeah, so here's the building. And I think this one was constructed in the 1970s. And let's go inside. Well, that's cool. And check out this air blower right here. That's really neat. So this motor is an Alice Chalmers, and I wonder what brand this blower is. I don't know. Can't see a nameplate. May have been homemade, possibly. And over here we have the electrical panel and not really much else. Just some more modern trash. Now coming out this way, you can see the vent pipe running right into the mine adit. So yeah, we'll go head in there and see what it's all about. Alright, let's head in the mine. It's cool because the vent pipe, or the vent tubing, is still strung up. Yeah. This is the first large mine in Panamint City that we're exploring, so pretty neat. And this was a silver mine. They're primarily mining silver, possibly a little bit of gold too. But the ore found in these mines is really rich, but it only occurred in small pockets along the veins. And the reason why the town died is because they depleted those pockets of ore, and they couldn't really find any new ones. They had no idea where along the vein they were. But this tunnel we're in right now, we're at it. I was dug much later as to try to undercut the old workings and I guess find any downward extension of the vein. Yeah, it goes in for quite a long ways. And you can see they were using haulage mine trucks for this. They would actually drive in these small vehicles, and we saw a mine haulage truck down the canyon at the start of the hike. It washed down. Okay, got some timber sets. It's kind of a natural fissure running up that way, because I believe a lot of this was hosted in limestone and marble, so there's always a lot of caves and fissures in those. Yeah, so that says fire on it. I can't see what the rest of it says. I think they took these timbers off of something else. It looks like they were following the vein in this section. Yeah, definitely. So I've got another few hundred feet, and that it sort of starts to slope downward now. Some more timbering. It's interesting the way they have those anchors in there to hold up the timbers. Yep. That's all she wrote. I believe this was a failed adit. They didn't find any good ore. So walking back through this timbered section, I noticed that there's a drill steel here. And here's the tip of it. I believe that's a tungsten carbide insert. Also, in this timbered section, there's a second blower, I think. I guess this is like a little booster for the one outside. George M. Philpott Company. Pretty neat. Let's see if she'll start. Nope. We also got a sleeping bat here, so I'll try to leave him alone. It's always nice walking out of an adit to a great view. So here's one of the tram towers for the Wyoming Mine, and this tramway was originally constructed in about 1875 by the Surprise Valley Mining Company, which was the company that built the old mill down at the city. But this was restored in the 1920s by the Panamint Mining Company, who did a bit of work on the Wyoming Mine. Yeah, this thing is really cool. And let's go see if I can get a view of another tram tower. Yeah, there's a second one right here. And a third one. Oh, that's awesome. Here, take a look at that. There's one tower, second tower, and then all the way down there is the old mill. That is a cool shot. And of course, there's a beautiful look at Surprise Canyon. So we've decided, instead of hiking up the road to the next adit, we're just going to head straight up. And we're doing this because it's really interesting terrain, and also we get to see the other tram towers along the way up. So, and you can see the old tram cable along with a modern electrical cable. But I have to say, you can definitely feel the altitude up here. So I'm at another tram tower. This one's in pretty good condition. But right down here we found some square nails that were used in the original construction of these towers. And square nails were really cool because these were likely built down in Panamint City by a blacksmith. Or maybe they even had a blacksmith shop up here somewhere. But yeah, there's also a bunch of round nails in the tram towers for when they restored them in the 1920s. So here's probably the most complete tram tower we found so far. And this one actually has the rollers at the top. These tram towers would have had two cables. One was a stationary cable and that the ore buckets would sit on, and then the other one was a powered cable that would move, that would actually haul the tram buckets up and down. And those wheels are for the powered cable, and likely on top there's an anchor for the stationary cable. This is just such a great view. What an awesome shot. Well guys, we made it. This is the top of the tramway. You can see up there the ore cart rails coming across the trestle. And these would dump into waiting tram cars likely. And yeah, back here you can see the bull wheel for the tramway. And it has these teeth in it. I think they have a specific name. I'm not really sure what they are though. But as the cable came around and hit the bull wheel, these would clamp down on top of it. A lot of these are pretty stuck though, so I can't really show you. Yeah, they would close over the cable, and that way the cable wouldn't slip on the bull wheel. And yeah, there's a bunch of, oh, here's the brake lever right here. You can see the brake band at the top of the bull wheel. Okay, so here's a look at the top of the bull wheel. And this lever is the brake lever. But this wheel here is used to actually tighten the brake, so I guess as it wears down, you can tighten it, or I guess it depends on how many buckets you're using and how much braking power you actually need. But yeah, right up here is the adit, and I can see some other equipment. It looks like a compressor and a big air tank. So yeah, this is a really, really cool site. Well, we made it up to the Tramway Tunnel. There's Xavier standing on the trestle. He's pretty scared of heights, so he's shitting his pants right now. But yeah, the rails come out over here. There's an ore car bin. It's a pretty decent sized ore car. The rails run into this adit, which is partially collapsed. And that adit was known back in the day as the Tramway Tunnel, because, as you may have guessed, it's because it's at the top of the tramway. Right over here we have a really massive compressor, some really big air tanks. And so this was one that was likely hauled up in the 70s. Yeah, this thing is massive. It's big for a portable compressor. The engine is a General Motors. There's all the compressor gauges. But the compressor itself is a Gardner Denver.
Looks like it's a GM engine.
Okay, I'm walking out onto the trestle. Ooh man, it's high up here. Yeah, there's a shot looking back towards the ore car and the portal. There's a compressor, and likely they dumped the ore into an ore bin, and that fed into the tram cars. And way down there is Panamint City. There's the Hilton and the other buildings around there. There's a Sourdough Canyon and where we spent the night, and again, these mountains are just gorgeous. And right over the crest there is Death Valley. Okay, just inside the portal here, and some of these timbers are really old. You can tell they were hand hewn. But yeah, let's go check out the Tramway Tunnel. This one has some pretty cool stuff in it, and I can already see one of those cool things. Yeah, so it looks like we have the base to that yellow ore car outside. Awesome. Does she roll? Oh, she rolls really nicely. That's awesome. And any manufacturer's marker there is. It's a Joshua Hendy. Cool. Well, let's keep going down the attic. Looks like it bends off to the right. And according to the maps I have, this is where they intersected the Wyoming Vein. Yeah, you can definitely tell there's a quartz vein right here. So now we're in the drift. Yeah, there's lots of really pretty colors in here. Really nice mineralization. Yeah, a lot of this is efflorescence growing out of the walls. It's really pretty. Lots of iron staining. And up ahead I see another cool thing. I'm sure you guys can see it too. Awesome. Another ore car. This one is complete. And it's on a nice clean section of track by the looks of it. Yeah, look at the bumper on here. They could chain two of the ore cars together. Yeah, let's go around here. Yeah, so this is a CS card ore car. Yeah, let's go around the back here and give her a dump. Can't really dump this car all the way because of the bumper in front, or the hitch in front.
Have you released
yeah. So
okay.
The only way to dump it would be to tip it to the side a bit. But still, this thing is really cool.
Oh, it's so neat.
It's in great shape.
Okay, we're gonna have to ride this.
Of course.
Yep. Okay. Here we go.
Don't run me over, buddy!
Oh no! But the thing is, because there's a downhill slope,
Yeah.
look, you can just kind of.
Here.
Oh, she's gaining speed. She's
I know. I'm joining you.
Oh yeah!
We're going for a ride.
Hell yeah!
Gravity powered.
Oh, here she comes. Are you ready?
I guess I'm going for a little ride. Let's go.
Here we go.
Oh, we're taking it fast.
Whoa!
Oh. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 That was great. Here, I gotta give you a round. Mines make us feel like kids again.
We're still kids.
Yeah, look at all this quartz here. And look at that natural fissure. It definitely looks natural in there. Look at the formations. And here we go. This is the main winze here. Yeah, so this winze drops down supposedly 200 feet, and apparently someone actually rappelled down there, and they stated that the ladders as they're going down were breaking free, but they reached the bottom and didn't find anything, so no need for us to go down there. But look at this little winch they're using. Air-powered winch. Actually, it's a slusher. It's double drum. So I don't know if they could have been using this to winch up buckets, but maybe they were also doing some slushing. Oh, actually, yeah, they were definitely doing some slushing. I see the slusher bucket right there.
Yeah, and there's the it's got that. It's a ramp, so they pull the ore carts right underneath this. Pull
Exactly.
The slusher bucket right up, and then dump right into the carts.
Yep, I've seen a couple slusher ramps, but never a ramp with a slusher. So
that's gorgeous. It's
that's
all in one
awesome.
piece.
An electrical panel there, and this raise right here should go actually up to another tunnel higher up.
So this is the one we're going to travel?
Maybe, if that's safe enough. If not, then we can go climb higher up on the hill and enter it that way. Let's go ahead back over here and check out the working face. Where that slusher bucket is. So there's that slusher, and there's a slusher ramp. The ore we just dropped right down there into an ore car. And here's the bucket. It's pretty neat. And yeah, the reason why those slushers have two drums is so they can obviously scrape the ore towards the ore car, but also to move the bucket back to the face. And yeah, she just faces out there, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm looking for where they hung the
eye bolt.
Yeah, I'm not seeing them though.
Got a drill rod jammed in the face. Oh wow, look at the vein back here. Did you see this?
The what?
The vein back here.
I glanced at it.
Now look at all the
Oh, you're talking about the... Ooh. No, I did not see that.
yeah, the copper, and then the grayish stuff is I think that's the silver. That might be some right there. So yeah, it's pretty apparent why they were reworking this. Oh, there's some pyrite in here.
Ooh, high sulfides.
So we've decided that we're not going to climb up this raise. It's just way too steep. But it should connect to another adit up above us called the Kennedy Tunnel. So yeah, hopefully we'll see the top of it.
I think it stopped.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful throw.
Yep. 200 feet down to the bottom.
Wow.
Right here we have some drill hole scrapers. So after they drilled a hole for the dynamite, they would use these to clean the dust out. Here's a much larger one for a very deep hole, I suppose. And yeah, we're gonna go head on out and then keep heading up the mountainside to the Kennedy Tunnel. Here's a good look at the Wyoming Vein. You can see a bit of blue in there, a bit of gray. And it just runs all along this drift. There's the ore car again. Here's a close-up at some of this mineralization here and some of the efflorescence. It's just gorgeous. Alright, so we're hoping that the Kennedy Tunnel is right up here above this dry stack wall. There's definitely some kind of structure here. And man, this is steep. It's really rough going. Yeah, there's Xavier. It's a good perspective to show how steep it really is. Okay, so there's no adit at that flat pad. That was just for a building. But the adit is right above there. This is it. This is the Kennedy Tunnel. Let's go explore it. Okay, heading in here, you can see the vein they're chasing very clearly. And you can see how they stoped it out right up there. And it looks like they sunk the winds here too. And it's all filled. Yeah, it's a really cool shot with all the stoles. Those were most likely put in there in the 1870s. And yeah, you can see the vein. It's really pretty. And it runs off this way. And it's looking like we're gonna end in a collapse. That's as far as we can go. Okay, so we're just above the adit we just checked out, and I don't think that was actually the Kennedy Tunnel. I think we missed the Kennedy Tunnel on the way up, and it's a bit further to the west. But right behind me you have a really big open cut, and this is the top of the Wyoming Vein, and you can see a timber down over there, and it looks like it ran down likely to that small adit that we had just gone inside. Yeah, they pretty much just trenched the whole vein out here, and this is one of the pockets that they got the most ore out of. And let's go over the little crest here, see the other side of it. So I'm at the end of the trench, and in this little canyon right here is where the Limestone Tunnel is, and we're definitely going to go over there and try to check that out. But first we're going to try to see if we can find the Kennedy Tunnel that we most likely missed, and see if it's even open. But I'm on the trail right now that loops back around to the first trench I saw. And yeah, just look at that view.
Gorgeous.
There's the Panamint Valley, and then over there's the Argus Range, and beyond that you can see the Sierras way over there.
Yeah. Can you see Mount Whitney from here, you think?
It's possible.
It should be the tallest one. It's not that one straight across from us, is it?
I don't think so. I think that's more likely Olancha Peak. I think it might be.
It's gonna be.
It might be a bit further north than what we can see.
Because that's Olancha straight across. Yeah. It might be those peaks far off to the right there.
It could be one of those, because also it doesn't look like the tallest because it's a bit further back.
Yeah.
So it could be one of those. Yeah, look at that canyon. That's where we're going to be hiking down, Marvel Canyon. Okay, so right here we have a bunch of cabin ruins. A little hinge right there, and they run all along here. So it looks like these are for the miners to stay in, I'm guessing. There would have been run right here, and if we go around this corner, we'll see some stacked rock foundations. And there's also flat spots down this way for other buildings. Yeah. And it's pretty much just bolted into the hillside. Here's a look way down to the city. And well, we're gonna hike our way around the corner here to the Limestone Tunnel, and I think there's a bit of other workings there too to check out. So we're hiking along this really cool miner's trail. A lot of it is held up by dry stack walls. And I believe this is the trail to the Hemlock Mine. And if that's the case, they would have shipped all the ore from the Hemlock along this over to the tramway. And coming around the corner, I can see a really big dry stack wall over there. It looks like there might be, that was probably either a building or I don't know if that's an adit over there. And then there's this massive waste rock pile for the Limestone Tunnel. Okay, so we just noticed that there are actually ties built into the trail here. So they were likely running ore cars along this. And yeah, that's how they got all the ore to the top of the tramway. So we made it to the Limestone Tunnel. There's the massive waste rock pile. And they have a cool dry stacked wall here. And yeah, the portal's right over here behind this fallen tree. And apparently they pulled a lot of ore out of the stopes of this adit. So I'm really looking forward to going in here. Okay, I just made it inside. And here's a look down the tunnel. And I'm pretty excited for this one because I've never seen any pictures or photos of this one. I mean, there are footprints in here, so some people have found it, but I don't think it's very well known. We'll just go straight back here as a crosscut, and eventually we should run into the vein. Oh wow, look at all this timber here. The live edge timber. That's really neat. So the main crosscut looks like it dead ends right over there. But the drift or the adit tees here. And this way to the right goes into one of the large stopes that they removed a lot of rich ore out of. Oh yeah. Look at that. That is really cool. All those stoles going up there. And it cuts across or that way too. But looks like there's some cribbing. Yeah, look at that. It's cribbing with live edge timbers. Looks like whatever is holding up is gone. Dang, this is pretty cool. Yeah, so the tramway tunnel was, you know, constructed in the 1870s, but a lot of the stuff in there is just modern stuff. But this hasn't been reworked. This is all the original timbering and everything. Yeah, just look at the way the cribbing is falling over. So that's looking back towards where I came from. Here's another look at the stope. That's about 40 feet up there. You know, let's slowly work our way past this cribbing. Okay, I just made it past. And it looks like we're gonna run into a collapse here. Yep, totally sealed. This likely went up to the surface, and that's why it's caved in, but yeah, there's that cribbing. Well, taking another look at this, This might actually be an ore chute that they constructed. And this was to help funnel the rock down into the ore cars, but it could have also been for supports. It's hard to say. Yeah, let's work our way and check out that other branch in the main tunnel. Okay, so that's looking towards the main portal. That was this big stope I just checked out. And now I'm going to head along this drift where Xavier is. And according to the maps I have of this mine, there is a really deep winze over here. And I believe we have just arrived to it. Alright, let's take a look down. Oh, damn.
Here, rock test?
Yeah, do it.
Okay, here's one. Ready?
I think I got caught up on the side.
That was a spicy throw right there. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Take two. Quit my day job, become a baseball star, why don't I?
I think the same thing happened.
Oh my god, swing and a miss, strike two. Should I try again, or?
Yes, do one more. And if you fail me, you're going down there.
Okay, here we go. This is the third time's a charm. There we go.
That fell for quite a ways. Well, according to the maps, this goes down 300 feet.
Really?
And yeah. And I don't really think there's any major levels down here. I think it was more of an exploratory winze. Yeah, so we were just throwing rocks down there, and good thing we didn't wake up Mr. Sleepy Bat, so sorry to disturb you. Huh. Yeah, this is the footwall right here, and there's the vein. And you said you saw something that you almost stepped on?
Yeah, I was walking through here and buried in these rocks. Check this out. It's a little vial.
What?
And it looks like it's full of a fine sample. It was sitting upright when I found it, sort of nestled between the rocks. But this is an old bottle. The new ones are just straight. Whereas, see how this guy's got a little lip on it for a cork?
That's neat.
So, yeah, it's really cool.
Well, I hope whatever's in there isn't going to kill us.
They were probably taken just for assay samples. Or they might have been mixing it with something and I shake it and see if...
Yeah, they're probably just collecting the vein material, doing small little samples.
Okay,
I don't know, but I thought they usually grab more than that.
Well, usually a bag full,
yeah. Well, I'm going to keep going down.
Okay.
If the maps are correct, it makes a right and then a left. And so they were following this vein, and for whatever reason they didn't continue, but I headed off this direction. And it looks like they actually intersected an even bigger vein. Yeah. And it's interesting because this tunnel is at the same level as the Tramway Tunnel. And they sort of head towards each other, but they don't connect by like, I don't know, only a couple hundred feet at max. We're at the end. Looks like we got a bit of miner's graffiti, but there's no way I can make it out. But just the quartz in here it's really fantastic. There's some sort of writing there that might be, looks like it says 46, so maybe 1946. That was probably people sampling this. Just really pretty stuff. Okay, so this is a large open stope above the Limestone Tunnel, and I'm guessing it went all the way down to those to that collapse we saw on the big stopes. But right over there is another adit. Well, this doesn't really go back anywhere. You can see the end. Anyways, you can see they basically just took a big slice out of the vein right there. So right over here we discovered a really deep open stope, and down below it we found a few areas that looked like there were adits punching in, but they were all collapsed. So likely this stope was dug from those adits. Well, we've pretty much completed the Wyoming mine, except we didn't climb up that raise in the Tramway Tunnel, the one with the ore car. And that apparently should connect with the Kennedy Tunnel beyond that collapse we found. So maybe another time we will go back and climb up that raise. We'll have to think about it. It might be too dangerous, but oh.
Paint me like one of your French girls, Jack.
Anyways, we're going to go off to the Hemlock Mine.
I'm slipping. It's like rowing a boat.
The shenanigans, I tell you.
Fuck that shit.